Hi everyone, my name is Morgan, and this is my presentation on decision making and personality types. Um, After taking the personality test, I came up as a campaigner or an ENFP type. And this personality is known to be passionate, curious, full of ideas, and often drawn to other people. One thing about me is I love being around other people, and I think one of my strongest skills is my interpersonal skills. But at the same time, they often tend to overthink, feel things intensely, and are constantly pushing to adapt and evolve. Strengths: creative problem solving, adaptability, inspiring energy, and building connections. Weaknesses: dislike of routine, resisting structure, easily distracted, and acting without thinking. Agree or disagree? I somewhat agree with the personality type I was given. I think that it overall definitely explains a lot of my personality, but I don't think it captures all of me. I think that is me some of the time to most of the time, but sometimes I can be really grounded and reserved. I'm not always somebody who's super outgoing, and sometimes I can be very logical, and it really just depends on the situation. But overall, I definitely relate to being passionate, creative, definitely emotionally driven. I care a lot about protecting the feelings of other people, especially in a conflict situation. And I do tend to overthink and strive for growth. But so yeah, I'd say it's like 80% of me. So ENFPT and decision making. So again, this personality type is creative, people focused, and emotionally intuitive. After reading through the textbook for chapter 9, I felt like I definitely resonated with one of the alternate theories, and that was vigilant interaction theory. And this is where four important questions are usually thought about in decision making. What's the problem or issue in the current state of affairs that needs to be addressed? What do we want to achieve and accomplish in addressing the problem? Where what are the choices available to us, and what are the positive and negative aspects of these choices? I see myself in this a lot, and I could see the strengths, my personality strengths, and my barriers to communications in this decision making model. So I thought this was the one to highlight. And the barriers that I was talking about were seeing too many different possibilities and causing indecision, emotional bias, might hesitate towards confrontation, and difficulties sticking to structure. I definitely agree with this, especially when it comes to the VIT model, because you are asking all of those questions and trying to address them. And a lot of times that level of overthinking can definitely become a barrier. Conclusion: I think that the ENFP personality explains my creativity, interpersonal skills, and open mindedness, but I don't think it fully explains all of my personality. I think that it's probably possible to have elements of different personality types in there. Vigilant interaction theory, VIT, is a strong fit for the decision making process because it pairs with this personality type and my experience as an ENFPT personality type. Potential barriers are often overthinking, emotional bias, and possibly avoiding conflict. And through this assignment, I definitely can recognize how personality influences communication. And I think that it's important to not only understand our strengths, but also our barriers in communication in order to be successful. Because if I am now aware of my overthinking, or that I can be indecisive, or that I sometimes shy away from conflict, I can address that head on and come up with strategies to do better and consistently improve. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening. Here are my references, and I hope you guys have a great day.